Welcome to our show, International Student Brief, where we dive into the most intriguing updates from around the globe affecting students just like you. Let's get into the mix of today's headlines, shall we? First off, we've got a bit of a scandal brewing down under in Australia, where cheating syndicates are turning to blackmail to keep their shady business afloat. Thanks to artificial intelligence and government crackdowns, these groups are getting creative, infiltrating student communities to offer their less than ethical services. And if that wasn't enough, they're also threatening students to cough up cash to keep their cheating secrets safe. It's like something out of a spy movie, but with less cool gadgets and more academic dishonesty. Then, we're jetting over to India, where the political scene is heating up with the general election on the horizon. The secret weapon? India's massive diaspora. Parties, especially the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, are tapping into the successful and widespread Indian community abroad for support. While it's unlikely that this will sway the election results dramatically, the influence of the diaspora in terms of funding and campaigning is undeniable. It's like having a global cheer squad, but for political parties. Lastly, we're taking a peek at Japan, which is making moves on the global stage by easing its weapons export rules. This means Japan can now sell its next-gen fighter jets to other countries, marking a significant shift in its defense policy. It's a big deal for Japan, stepping up its game in international defense relations. Meanwhile, back at home, some Gen Zers are getting creative with tackling their student loan debt, and over in Texas, the Ector County Independent School District is making moves to select architects for new educational facilities. It's all about the future, whether it's defending countries or building schools. That's a wrap on today's global student news. Stay tuned for more details on these stories. Please keep watching for the full scoop. These students cheated on a test and got away with it. Then the blackmail started. The Sydney Morning Herald. Illegal cheating syndicates in Australia are resorting to blackmail and other dark tactics in response to the rise of artificial intelligence, AI, and government crackdowns that are eating into their profits. These syndicates, which include organized crime groups based offshore, target students in Australia and estimate that about 8% of students are cheating. The syndicates are infiltrating campuses, student chat groups, and official university study portals to push their services and are increasingly using blackmail as a means of extorting money from students. The rise of generative AI tools is both cutting into the cheating business and making it easier for syndicates to produce multiple rephrased essays. These syndicates pose a risk to national security and university reputations, with the potential for compromising students who hold top positions in the future. The Australian government has implemented a crackdown that blocks cheating websites, resulting in a significant drop in internet traffic to these providers. However, the syndicates have adapted and are resorting to more covert methods to continue their operations. Narendra Modi's secret weapon, India's diaspora. Economist. The overseas branches of India's political parties are actively mobilizing support ahead of the general election in April. With India's diaspora being the largest in the world, at 18 million, and particularly successful, the parties are keen to court their financial and campaigning support. The ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, are particularly adept at harnessing diaspora support and have seen the most success. However, it is unlikely that the Indian diaspora will have a significant impact on the outcome of the election, as most Indians who live abroad do not vote in Indian elections. Nonetheless, their influence is felt in terms of funding, campaigning and their ability to spread India's influence abroad. The diaspora has long been involved in Indian politics, with many of the anti-colonial movement's leaders having spent time studying abroad in countries such as Britain. The diaspora plays a significant role in funding and campaigning, with parties actively wooing Indian expats. The BJP has been particularly successful in engaging the diaspora, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself having previously been barred from the US for his alleged involvement in deadly communal violence. Today, the BJP's activities and mobilization of the diaspora abroad are as efficient as its electoral machine at home. Efforts by Congress to engage the diaspora have fallen flat, with party leader Rahul Gandhi focusing on highlighting social problems and criticizing Modi, which has turned off most Indians abroad. Japan eases weapons export rules to sell fighter jets abroad. Nikkei Asia. Japan has eased its defense equipment transfer rules, allowing for the worldwide export of next-generation fighter jets that are being jointly developed with Britain and Italy. The updated guidelines mean that Japan can export the fighter jets to a third nation, as long as the warplanes are not transferred to a country where combat is taking place. The destination of the exported fighter jets will be limited to nations that have signed a pact with Japan on defense equipment and technology transfers. This move marks Japan's first joint defense equipment development deal with a nation other than the United States. Burdened by student loan debt, some Gen Zers are finding creative ways to pay it back. Yahoo! Many Gen Zers are feeling the pressure of student loans and looking for creative ways to pay them back. The average Gen Zer owes just under $25,000, Bankrate reports from a study by credit reporting agency TransUnion. While this is less than other generations, the weight of debt has caused a few setbacks for young borrowers. Board to select architects for bond projects. Yahoo! The Ector County Independent School District, ESSIST, Board of Trustees will discuss selecting architects for bond projects and nominating Superintendent Scott Murray for Superintendent of the Year at its next meeting. The board will consider Park Hill Architects for a new career and technical education center and a new middle school, while PBK Architects will be considered for the renovation of the Permian High School auditorium, a new transportation center, and renovations at the Permian and Odessa High School JROTC facilities. The Texas Association of School Boards will name the 2024 Superintendent of the Year in September. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.